The Amazing Hindle is a tactic that, according to the creator, it works incredibly well. Now, the creator did the exact same thing that I've done. He has taken a couple of different teams and simmed throughout the entire season with no transfers whatsoever. And according to him, Leeds, Liverpool, and Forest all went up without a hitch. Now, can we get the same results with a couple of different teams? Find out. Now, again, this creator was able to take Forest, scheduled to be dead last by the media in prediction, and brought them into Champions League. Liverpool straight to the top, Leeds to third. So, how did we do with Man City, Bournemouth, and Leeds? Now, unfortunately, we did not get Leeds to third, but if I take a look at the league table, you can see seventh place isn't too bad, I guess. They are scheduled to be 10th by the media prediction. So, seventh, not great. Bournemouth, however, brought all the way to fifth. I don't know why the creator said that Forest was scheduled to be dead last when, in this save, at least for me, they're scheduled to be 19th in media prediction. Bournemouth's scheduled to be dead last. But from dead last in our save to fifth, fantastic result. Man City, 97 whopping points, handily winning the league. Liverpool's 91 is not too shabby itself, but Man City, 31 wins, 4 draws, 3 losses, 97 points, like I said. Bournemouth, all the way up from 20th to 5th in Europa League spots, 22 wins, 8 draws, and 8 losses. 74 points, an absolutely amazing return for them. And then Leeds up from 10th to 7th, not too shabby, but 16 wins, 11 draws, 11 losses, 59 points. Still having more wins than anything else is a fantastic result, I would imagine. And since we're already at Man City, let's look at the schedule. As you would expect, a sea of green, a loss here against Wolves 2-4, but wins against Liverpool, Newcastle, Bournemouth, all with 5+ goals apiece. The Champions League Group E, Bodo Glimt. There they are again. I've seen them before, but Leverkusen, Barcelona, drawing both matches there. Leverkusen 7-0 win at home, and then Bodo Glimt 4-0 away from home. So handily moving through to the next round. Brentford, though, losing out in the EFL Cup third round, 1-2. And then, as you always see, you have back-to-back matches in FM. For some reason, EFL Cup third round, and then straight to the Premier League, where they did win 2-1. 5-0 over Arsenal. Leeds 3-1. Leeds again 6-2 at home. Champions League, Sporting with a draw away from home and a handy win at home 4-0. Bayern, a win at home, a win away from home. You can see where this is leading, folks. PSG, a draw at home, a win, nice win away from home. And then Inter in the absolute final, 4-2 win against Inter in Champions League final. Absolutely phenomenal result there. Finally, Man City wins the Champions League. If I'm not mistaken, I think this is the first tactic that actually has Man City winning the Champions League, folks. Maybe the second. But still, it is still incredibly tough for Man City to win the Champions League, even with a bombed out tactic and simming throughout the entire season. 4-2 winners. There you go. They've got that trophy in hand for possibly the first time, barring that possible other tactic that I can't remember for the life of me. But overall, a sea of absolute green, a fantastic result for Man City. If we move down to 5th place Bournemouth, you could see much spottier, but look at that sea of no losses whatsoever. So Leeds United 0-4, second round, out in the second round against Swindon Town on pens. 5-1 loss against Man City, but then look at this, from Southampton at the start of September all the way down. I'll take out the friendlies there. Actually, well, it doesn't matter anyway. Back to Arsenal with 2-4 loss away from home. So all the way down to Crystal Palace in the middle of November, and they had a fantastic run. Unfortunately, coming back to that Arsenal loss, to a Liverpool loss, but then January, a fantastic run. Brighton, the only sore spot, and then finishing out very well. Arsenal 1-4 loss in the FA Cup semi-final. Aston Villa 1-2 loss away from home, and then Man City finishing out the season 0-2 in the Premier League. Leeds United, there you are, 4-1 at home, and then Man City we got the 1-5, and then Leeds the 0-4. Overall, not too bad. You've got some serious periods where you should have picked it up, and maybe you can if you take control of Bournemouth. 1-2, 0-2, 1-2, losses that you can probably recover from. That 1-4 is kind of a doozy, but overall, not a bad result. And if you got another win or so in this area, you could be setting yourself for a much better end of season. You never know. And if we finally finish out on Leeds, You can see, again, spotty results. Starting out with a 2-1 win away from home at Southampton. Bournemouth, there's that 4-0 win at home. Or I'm sorry, away from home. But then Arsenal, Fulham, West Ham, Chelsea, not the greatest of results. Only 1-1 to Chelsea, though, at home. So not too bad. Manchester United 0-4 drubbing. So 5-0 away from home at Swindon Town, kicking the crap out of Swindon Town as Bournemouth lost out to them. So kind of getting one back for the Premier League side. But then second half of the season, couple draws, losses, a lot more spotty. Man City 2-6. Man City 1-3 at home, not too bad, I guess. Bournemouth though 1-4. That one hurts. You do have a nice sea of no reds for the tail end of the season, except for that Aston Villa loss. So they picked it up at the tail end, but unfortunately not able to do much else with it. And some of these losses just hurt right from the start, and then right after the start of the World Cup. It really does. A single loss can really just derail your season at times, and it's just hard to watch. The tactic itself, this is again called the Amazing Hindle. It is an attacking mentality. It is a custom tiki-taka this time around, but we're kind of getting back to that standard formation. We've seen a couple of weird formations here and there, but a sweeper keeper in defense, 2 wingbacks on automatic. You have 2 ball-playing defenders on defend, a couple of different instructions each. DM on defend, box-to-box midfielder on support, an advanced playmaker on attack, and 2 inside forwards on attack, and then an advanced forward in attack up top. In possession, fairly wide attacking width, pass into space, overlap in the left and right play out of defense, shorter passing directness, higher tempo, low crosses, work the ball in the box, and run at defense. In transition, counter press, counter, distribute quickly, standard what we've seen so far, throw it long. We've seen that before. And out of possession, a high press line of engagement, standard defensive line this time, not a high defensive line as we've seen. And then the standard trigger press much more often and prevent short goalkeeper distribution. Opposition instructions, blank. Up to you. Player stats, overall in all competitions, top goal scorer was Rodrigo with 18. Highest average rating for Koch at 716. Is it Koch? I don't know how to pronounce the CH at the end of a K. Jack Harrison with 15 assists, most in the team. And then Luis Sinisterra, 6th Player of the Match awards, is the highest there. Moving to Bournemouth, 30 goals for Solanke. Very nice return there. 730 for Solanke is the highest average return rating. 15 assists for Rothwell is the highest. And then 8 Player of the Match awards for Dominic Solanke. Not too bad, but I would have actually expected a few more there, especially in 5th place where they get a few more wins. So maybe it was spread out a little more. And if we move finally to Man City, you can see Erling Haaland. 94 goals. 831 highest average rating. Phil Foden and Bernardo Silva both with 22 assists. That's insane. That is absolute insanity right there. Erling Haaland with 22 Player of the Match awards is the highest in the team. Just crazy talk. I mean, absolute craziness right there. Stats-wise, Man City 140 goals. Bournemouth with 81, so not too bad. Leeds with 68. Fewest shots against Man City with 328, and Leeds at 482. Most possession, Man City all the way in 8th with 51. Usually they're in the mid-50s, but not this time around. Most dribbles, Man City, Bournemouth, and Leeds right up there, 912 all the way down to 756. Fewest conceded, Man City in 3rd with 44. Man United with 30. Liverpool with 40, and then Man City in 44. Bournemouth with 56. Most shutouts, Bournemouth and Leeds right there, 13 and then 12. Man City not there, funny enough. Most tackles won, Leeds with 885, Bournemouth with 813. So again, you expect the 2 teams in need of defense to get there with this tactic. Nobody with best pass completion. Most shots for Man City, 879. Bournemouth with 646 and Leeds with 587. That is quite a grouping there. From 879 all the way down to 646. Damn, Haaland is just insane. But then most points per game, Man City with 2.55, Bournemouth with 1.95, and Leeds with 1.55. So overall, a fantastic job. And just quickly, as you can see, Erling Haaland, 60 goals in the league. Solanke with 25 in the league, and Foden with 19. Most assists, Bernardo Silva with 20, Mohamed Salah with 20 as well. Foden with 14, De Bruyne with 14, Kyle Walker and Jack Harrison on 11. I mean, overall, just spread well out in that one. Player of the Match awards, 13 in the league, 8 28 in the league. Wow. Solanke with a 728 in the league and 8 player of the match awards. Most completions, nobody. Most dribbles made, Stones and Mepham. Fewest conceded. Neto with 43 and Ederson with 44, which leads to most shutouts. Neto with 12 and Meslier at 12. Is it Meslier or Meslier? I don't remember. 12 apiece for both of them. Most tackles won, Christensen and Sinistera. Key passes, Bernardo Silva, Christie, De Bruyne, Harrison, and Gomez. Wow. Leading up to those 60 goals for Erling Haaland. Most shots, though, 246. All the way down to Salah's 129. Wow. 117 for Solanke and Sinistera at 99. And then we're back to most goals. So overall, I mean, this is definitely one of the other ones you should take a look at. It didn't do nearly as well for Leeds as it did for the Creator, where they brought him into third. However, 7th place, not too bad. Bournemouth to 5th, and Man City handily winning the league. Yeah, I would say this is a very good tactic to use. At least take a look at it. But again, as always, we didn't do any transfers. Just sim the entire season. If you're playing these teams, you could probably do a little bit better. You can probably do even better if you bring your own players into the squad and get rid of some of the players that just aren't performing. So, yeah, I think this is a fantastic tactic to look at, and let us know how it goes. But I am Stefan FM for the Football Manager blog, saying thank you so much for watching. Man City, Bournemouth, and Leeds climbing the tables. But thank you so much for watching. Take care and enjoy.